check, check.
Eat Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the flaming hot grilled cheese burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yes.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game ready.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. Game time is approaching, and we're getting you ready with the latest pregame news, interviews, analysis, and more from BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Have a pregame score prediction or comment? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise and our major sponsors Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, RoadPaint.com, and the Blue and Orange Store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show on Bronco Nation News.
Well, the first significant snowfall of the year here in Logan, Utah has subsided. A beautiful but cool evening here, which didn't look like it was going to be the case after it was just dumping snow throughout the day. But the Bronco Nation News team has made it to the Spectrum here in Logan, Utah. One of the best home court advantages in the Mountain West in college basketball, for that matter. The Herd, the Whiteout, they are ready to go tonight as Boise State looks for a signature marquee win. The Broncos falling by 25 earlier this season to Utah State. And yes, the Sharks gear is plentiful here at the Spectrum. They're ready to go with the Hawaii Pacific shirts.
Well, you know they had to do something different now that Max Rice isn't here.
Yeah.
I mean, that gave them, 4 or 5 years of just anything they wanted to come up with. So now that he's not here, they had to come up with something else, and they made some T-shirts.
Now, neither of us are the smallest guys here. You're more on the taller side. I'm more on the thicker side, and they don't give you a lot of room here. We have students right behind us. The camera's a little closer, so apologize for the view here. But, Abe, say what you want about this place. The passion of the students, I mean, it's one of the best around.
Well, there's two things that make a venue great. It's that, one, you got to have a good team, right? You got to have a team that wins games. And Utah State has won games in every single conference that they've been in. And most of those conferences have been with Boise State. So we've had to see them do a lot of that winning. And then, two, it's fan interaction and showing up. And it seems like every single game, the fans show up, and especially the student section. I think there's some venues in the United States that are probably more spectacular than this overall. But in terms of just the student section, I would put these up against anybody in the country.
This is a live look at the Broncos warming up, going with the black uniforms tonight. Hopefully you can see us okay, hear us okay. If you have any issues with the audio, let us know. And somebody said here, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they still have the Max Rice posters.
Yes.
I will say this, they are really leaning into the Hawaii Pacific thing. They're on the back of the student section shirts, which, by the way, their student section leaders presented me with a shirt here, Abe. So Hawaii Pacific, my D2 team is the Hawaii Pacific Sharks. Johnny Ballgame wanted one of these for their studios back in Boise. I'll take it back to them. But 400 students. They've got the lays as well, if you notice. And then now you can't see it, but during the free throws, they have some thing they cropped up with some shark fins and sharks and things for the free throws. They're going to have as well.
Hard. So, yeah, they are.
They came prepared for this one.
Yeah, they did. And they always come up with something, whatever it is. If it's something about Max Rice, I remember when I played, I think one of our guys got in trouble with the law right before we got here, and I remember seeing a bunch of handcuffs while we were warming up, jingling around in the stands. So it's always an experience coming here. The crowd really gets into it, and especially the students.
Yeah, they've got the lays here, too. I don't know, Abe, if we can get one on here or not.
I'm all right.
They've got the colored lays for Hawaii Pacific. They've got the shirts, as I said, and much to probably the dismay of Leon Rice, who asked about this yesterday, they also been passing out these surgical gloves here in the student section as well. So do you guys have the gloves? Can I see the little pack of gloves? They here you go. They actually put the surgical gloves. They pass them out to everybody, and apparently that's louder when you clap, Abe Jackson. So the students will have the surgical gloves ready to go.
Hey, it works, and I think you covered it, and a lot of the other outlets in Boise have probably mentioned it. When Penny Hardaway was here, he said it was the loudest venue he's ever been in. So, they're doing something with the loudness, the energy, and then, it all comes down to a winning program, too. And in Utah State, you could put up there with anybody in the Mountain West.
He's Abe Jackson. My name's BJ Rains. This is Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. Abe will be on the call here in about 20 minutes with Bob Beeler over on 670 KBOI, getting you set for Boise State, Utah State. And Abe, Boise State 4-23 all-time in this building. They had a streak before Leon got here where they lost 16 in a row. I stole your stat before you could use it. You said you were 0-3 here.
I was.
Leon Rice, 4 wins, I believe, is the most of any opposing coach since Utah State joined the Mountain West. They had
only singular coach. San Diego State has 4 wins as well, but 2 were Fisher and 2 were Dutcher.
Okay, so the 4 wins, everybody remembers the 4-point play last year. I mean, Boise State has had some games where they've played pretty well here, but historically, 4-23, they have not had a whole lot of success in this building.
No, and that's the best record, though. I mean, that 4 wins, that's the best record since Boise State and Utah State have both been in the Mountain West of teams that win here. So it's an extremely hard place to win. And it's the venue, it's the team, it's the culture of it. It's everything that makes it tough.
What is it? 1970, I said this place opened. You obviously played here 3 times. I said went 0-3, unfortunately. But how does the look and feel of this place, the student section? I mean, was the student section this crazy when you played here? Or what do you remember about when you played here?
Just exactly the same. I mean, they didn't have the gloves, the surgical gloves to make it louder when you clap, but they packed it out and they got crazy. And I think one thing about this venue, too, is that they're so close to you. I mean, you think about some of these other venues where you might be, 5 or 6 yards off of the court before the stands start. But behind the hoop, I mean, you could probably maybe touch the baseline with one arm and maybe touch the padding where the students start with the other arm. So there's a lot of fans. They're right on top of you.
It is as close as probably any. I mean, even like New Mexico or San Diego State that kind of funnel down similarly, they have much more room, it feels like, especially on the ends and, right behind the baskets as well. And, I mean, we talked about it. There's 2 rows of media seating here, and the students are just basically breathing down our neck here. I mean, they pack in every last seat they can.
Yeah, they do. Everyone shows up.
What do you make of the colors of the seats, by the way? I know it's supposed to do like the leaves and the fall, different colors of the Cache Valley. They even had a colored they passed out shirts for a game a couple games ago where they passed out the colored shirts to match the seats. That's the only thing I don't love about this place is the colors of the seats.
And I'm sure that it's something that is near and dear to the fans here. But I feel like when they were installed, when it got done, they were probably thinking, that's not quite what I had in mind. Because it definitely stands out and is a little bit different. But it's also what makes this place what it is.
Were they these color when you played? Okay.
Yeah. And I think they're probably the same seats, too. I mean, they're the old ones with the metal handrails and everything. So I don't think much has changed here since I played.
The biggest upset, though, is they have Crumble Cookie, like their logo on the court. So they're obviously a major sponsor here. And yet the media room didn't have any Crumble Cookies. Come on. How do you come on? Can we get a cookie in the media or something? But no, all kidding aside, obviously the first game against Utah State did not go well. Boise State lost by 25 points. That was right after the Grand Canyon game when Coach Rice had his comments and things. They came back against Utah State a couple of days later, a Saturday night, and Boise lost by 25, the worst home loss under Leon Rice. And that was right in the middle of their just rock bottom, so to speak, portion. 10-point spread tonight. What do you make of some things that need to change from the first time they played?
Well, I think it's a different team. Boise State is. I think their confidence is much different. They've won 7 out of their last 9, but yet coming off a pretty bad home loss with that lead with 9 minutes left. So they're going to have to regroup after that. But you take a look at a Utah State team, and I think, they're probably clicking a little bit better too. I don't think it's going to be nearly what the game was in Boise. It's much, much closer than that. But I think the Broncos have their work cut out for them because you take a look at a team like UNLV and a team like Nevada and Utah State the first time, scoring guards. The Broncos have had a tough time stopping scoring guards. And MJ Collins had 25 in the first game and then 36 for Kip Lawhorn against with UNLV. But the thing is, if you try and get it out of Mason or out of the scorer, I just spaced his name. Collins' hands.
MJ Collins.
Then you've got Mason Falslev, who's right there too, maybe in the running for player of the year with all the stats that he puts up. So it's a really tough duo at that guard position, which is a position that Boise State has struggled to stop.
Corey Camper at 30-plus as well. What do you make of some of these guards having big-time scoring games?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's career high after career high. We give up 2 of them to the same guy with UNLV, 33 in Nevada, 36 in Boise. So the perimeter defense and really defense overall, these last games just hasn't been great. Giving up 48% shooting, almost 50%. And, a lot of that is to the guards who are making shots. And then if you score 30 or 36, you have to make a bunch of challenge shots too.
Yeah.
But it just seems like something that's becoming a little bit too familiar for the Broncos is guards going off.
Now, they did lose here in this building to UNLV, about a month ago or so. They have since won 7 in a row. But, I mean, they're ranked 23rd in the net, 24 in KenPom, sitting there at 22-3 on the season. I mean, statistically, this would be one of the best wins of the Leon Rice era if they were to get it. I mean, this Utah State team is really, really good.
It's good, and they're good on this court. And so it would be a huge win, but also you have a coaching staff. You have some players that have been here. I think R.J. Keene was on the team when Marcus Shaver hit the step back in 22 to get the win. But so you have some experience of being successful in this building, and you've also had some experience of winning games in a tough environment like at New Mexico.
I was going to say, what do you think that does to help? You've already played at all the other tough venues in the league, Grand Canyon, San Diego State, the Pit. I mean, this is certainly Dylan Andrews, Drew Fielder. This is something they haven't experienced, but obviously it has to help a little bit to have played in some of those hostile crowds already.
Well, I think that you're not going to get overwhelmed by the crowd because of where you've been before. So that's a plus, that you're going to come out here. You know what it's going to be. You've heard it before at about 3 different venues, so you know it's going to be tough. So I don't think the crowd is going to, it'll have an effect on the game, just the environment. But in terms of overwhelming the players, I don't really think that's going to happen.
All right, final thing or two for Abe Jackson. We'll get ready for your call here in about 14 minutes with Bob Beeler over on 670 KBOI, the Bronco Radio Network, all the affiliates through Learfield. Just this team and that last game, they've been really clicking. Boise State, and then you lose the way you do, being up 17 with 8:55 to go, and I mean, could go one of two ways after that. You could have guys stay bought in and it goes well, or you could have the locker room, kind of start to crumble a little bit. And we thought we were seeing that during the 1-4 stretch, and then they got it going again, and they're on a really nice upward trajectory. What do you make of that loss and how tough it's going to be, especially given you're not playing Air Force tonight? You're here in this environment, and it can get away from you pretty quick. But what just your thoughts on that loss and the big picture, kind of what it meant in terms of stopping their momentum?
Well, I mean, the loss wasn't great, right? 17 points, 8:55 left, and one guy goes off on a 10-0 run, and all of a sudden it's a brand new game, and there's a ton of time left. But one thing about this team is that they're so up and down this year, from game to game, from half to half. Now they're kind of down, right? So if history this year has told us what's going to happen, they're going to be on a trajectory up and maybe play a really, really great game. So hopefully they can put the offense and defense together, because when they do that, we have seen how effective this team could be at going on huge runs and just not quite knocking teams out, but getting huge leads when the offense and defense are clicking. They just got to find a way to not have such a big fall off. You're not going to click all the time, but when you're not clicking, it can't just go completely opposite. You have to battle back a little bit from that.
All right, so tonight's game, I'm sure it's the keys we always talk about: rebounding, protecting the paint, and tonight I think you're going to have to hit some shots too.
You're going to have to hit shots, because I don't think that Utah State's going to shoot maybe under 45% in this building. So I think they're going to knock down shots, and that's my key, is somehow stopping the guards, and not stopping them to keep them from getting 15 or down to 10 points, but make them take a lot of shots to get to their average, because they're going to shoot, and you got to find a way to make it tough for them.
Yeah, they're shooting over 51% on the season.
Yeah.
They can shoot the ball if you can try to limit that a little bit.
So it's kind of like a score, right? That if you come in averaging 18 or 19, if you get hot, you can go off for 25 or 30. If you're averaging shooting 51% on the season, you can get hot and shoot 60. And if that's the case, that'll be tough.
Abe, appreciate your time, man. Hopefully we can have a fun post-game show before you guys hit the road back to Boise. But appreciate it. Good luck on the call with Bob, and we'll be listening 670 KBOI.
All right, sounds good.
There he is, Abe Jackson. Appreciate him for joining us on the pregame show here on Bronco Nation News. Again, Boise State and Utah State coming up here in about 43 minutes. We got 43 minutes on the clock, and appreciate all of you that are here with us. The band now filing in, and going to be a fun night. Hey, John Canzano is going to join me as well. He is with the Bald Faced Truth, does a tremendous job with his website, and does a radio show in town, and he's been the leading guy on a lot of the Pac-12 stuff. So we will have John Canzano join us. Oh, the bull sheet. We got the bull sheet. I'd like to see. We need to get a picture of this though before they steal it from me, so I can tweet it out. We'll see what their points are tonight of emphasis against Boise State. I'm sure it has something to do with Tim Duryea. Sure, Hawaii Pacific's mentioned here. We'll see. Let me get one more quick look at this here. What do we got? All right. Let's see here. This is pretty funny. They got some great stuff. Hawaii Pacific, worst loss in program history. NIL, they do have the picture of them in the Utah shirt. That made it. I'm sure we'll see that. Andrew Meadow, there is an update on Max Rice in this as well. So this is the bullshit right here. They put this up, give this to all the students here, gives them some things to kind of make fun of the Boise State players about. And it looks like they've done some photoshopping there of some of the pictures as well. So that has made it on there. And then, of course, yes, the Utah shirt has made it. The Utah picture has made it on there as well. So we'll tweet out the picture here. But the students are in full force tonight. They're right back here. Can we see the back of the shirts? Can we see the back of the shirts? There you go. You get the The back of the shirts have the Hawaii Pacific. My D2 team is the Sharks, Hawaii Pacific. They've got the Lays. Thank you. They're ready to go tonight here at the Spectrum. Again, Boise State's going to be it's a tough environment, but that's kind of what you want if you're a college basketball player. What is the Max Rice update? I can read this here. Let's see what it's got on the picture because I gave it back to him. Let's see. Found a place in the land down under with the East Perth Eagles, semi-professional nothing burger team on a league so relevant they hardly have any fans or name recognition. Has not posted a single thing to Instagram since his wedding back in December. In his spare time, he's been growing a mustache, Googling how to file a lawsuit for 10 more years of NCAA eligibility. Will my dad still love me if I don't go to the G League? All right, so it's mostly in good fun. Some of it they do cross a little bit, but for the most part, I don't see anything here. They do give credit to the esports team, though. They said three of the four Mountain West esports honorees are from Boise. That made it as well. So, yeah, mostly in good fun, I would say. But yeah, they did a little Photoshop. It looks like in terms of some of the pictures with Peanut and Keen, but yeah. By the way, the officials tonight, they give you a little printed card with the officials' names. We'll check the KenPom rankings for the officials here. I would say probably a crew you're okay with. All three Mountain West veteran officials have all done games here before. Michael Irving is the lead official, and I hate to bring this up, but Michael Irving is the lead official. He was the lead official in the San Diego State game. It is his first game since that game. He allowed the 6 fouls on Odin, or I guess the 5 fouls, and still staying in the game on Jeremiah Odin on San Diego State. He was a part of that crew. Michael Irving, the number 54 ranked official in America. He was in Eugene, Oregon last night for Minnesota, Oregon. Michael Irving, 54th. Kevin Brill, let's see where Kevin Brill is at. You got to go down the list a little bit for Kevin Brill. Number 100. Referee 100, Kevin Brill also was in Eugene last night for Minnesota and Oregon. Kevin Brill was ranked. And then Chad Barlow, Boise State has had him a couple times. Chad Barlow's number 92. He did the New Mexico game down in Albuquerque, also did the Grand Canyon game in Phoenix for Boise State. So 3 referees in the top 100, Michael Irving, Kevin Brill, Chad Barlow. You can't really argue too much with that one. But again, you see Boise State out here on the court warming up. The Broncos getting set. All right, well, I like Jeff Grammer, though. He's a nice guy. All right, hey, Jeff Grammer, even here in Logan, they got some issues for you. Come on, Jeff. Why are you guys getting on Jeff Grammer? He's a great guy here. We'll take a picture and I'll text it to him a little later. Here, I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now. Here, hold on. We're on the air here. Why not? Well, this should flip around. Hopefully, if I. All right, I'm gonna text this to our friend Jeff Grammer right now. We'll see what he says. He'll probably say I agree. But that's what makes the league fun here. You know, they're getting on even Jeff Grammer here. So we're having fun. Jeff is class. I get it. And yeah, having a good time here for Boise State and Utah State. Give us your score predictions. Give us your shout outs. Where are you watching from? What are you drinking? Let's have some fun here on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. We got another 20-30 minutes to go. We're going to have John Canzano on. We're having fun with the students behind us. So let us know what you think on the score, your player of the game, any of that good stuff. And we'll get to it here shortly on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show. Again, the Broncos 4-23 all time here at the Spectrum. 4-23. But Leon Rice does have all 4 of those wins. And Leon Rice has the most wins of an opposing head coach in this building since Utah State joined the Mountain West with 4. So San Diego State has 4 wins, but 2 of those were Dutcher, 2 of those were Fisher. 4 wins in this building for Leon Rice, the most of any opposing coach. The game is on Fox Sports 1 tonight, and they're sitting right in front of me. So who knows? You may see me on TV here. They're in the row right in front of me. It'll be Trent Rush and Nick Baugh on the call tonight on Fox Sports 1 at 8:30. Let's see. PBR light in the Magic Valley. Most of the snow is melted already. The Sun Cruiser flowing up there in Lafayette, Indiana for the Buchanan family. Appreciate you guys. Western Collective Peak Juice. Yeah, that's a good one as well. There's our man, John Canzano. Yeah, we'll thank a few sponsors here real quick, and then we'll get to John. Hey, Lithia Ford of Boise, LithiaFordofBoise.com, our title sponsor. Check them out, Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com. And we appreciate our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, online, LithiaFordBoise.com. Hey, Sun Cruiser, grab a couple Sun Cruisers. Perfect night for them. Sun Cruiser, real iced tea, real vodka. Pick up a Sun Cruiser today and let the good times cruise. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, and all your banking needs, they can help you out. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. If the Broncos get 75 points tonight, you get a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson's. That's right, 75-cent fountain drink, 75 points from our friends at Jackson's. Check that out. Again, using your Let's Go Rewards app. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com, the SOM Management Group. We appreciate Taco Bell. And whether it's the breakfast quesadillas, the crunchy chicken strips, make sure you visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. And the Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorangestore.com. All your Boise State gear, the official in-venue provider, Extra Mile Arena, Albertson Stadium, the Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorangestore.com. Those customizable jerseys there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location. And you got 14,000 hats there at the mall location. And as always, you can order anywhere in the world online at the Blue and Orange Store.com. All right, we got the man himself, John Canzano. They kind of we're a little tight fit here.
I got enough room.
We got a little bit of a glare here, so
we're writing coach right now.
Appreciate you, man. You've been breaking all the news on the Pac-12, all this stuff. Also, before I forget, Twitter account. Where can everybody read you, hear you? I know you're one of the top radio voices in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, JohnCanzano.com is where you can find me if you want to know what's going on, or at John Canzano BFT on Twitter. But I appreciate you having me on. This is exciting. Look at these guys behind us.
Yeah, the students are ready to go. The students are
ready.
They're leaning in. They're leaning into Boise State losing to the Division II team.
Yeah,
they've got the Hawaii Pacific shirts here. I showed those earlier, but you're making the rounds. I'm a subscriber, by the way. Hopefully others are as well. Worth the price with the mailbags and all the tidbits and stories you have. But you're making the rounds. Tell us what you are doing here in Logan, Utah.
Well, yeah, I've never been to Logan before, but I decided, look, Utah State's in the Pac-12, so you've got to come here. You've got to learn the culture of the city. You've got to understand what motivates them. What challenges does Utah State have from an athletic department standpoint that maybe differs from Boise State or Washington State or San Diego State? These are all unique animals. Texas State is a wild one too. So I'm trying to get out. I just had dinner with the athletic director here at Utah State. I met with some of the staff members earlier today. I got around the town. I'm excited to see this venue because I think it's going to be a great basketball conference, and this venue is going to be a part of it. And this Utah State basketball program has a chance to be one of the premier programs in the conference moving forward. But the idea is, look, we think we know the college landscape and it changes on a daily basis. But every one of these athletic departments in the Pac-12 has something in common. They are ambitious. They are built to win. And Utah State has got this little engine that could mentality that they had in the Mountain West. I think they want to shed that. I think they want to try to maybe, not be viewed as an underdog and matter in football where it counts.
Yeah. What'd you make of the news we got last week with the Pac-12 schedule coming out? And you were all over that and breaking all that, but the flex game, everyone's talking about that. But what were your takeaways from what came out with the schedule?
Well, you and I kind of had texted a little bit about it before, and I completely anticipated and was told by sources that they were going to go to the flex model, that Week 13 wouldn't count. It was really interesting to watch the national reaction to it because the Pac-12 got made fun of, when it imploded. The Pac-12 got made fun of when they tried to get Memphis or Tulane. The Pac-12 got made fun of when, the Mountain West school, UNLV, said no. But I thought it was really interesting to watch the national media respond to the flex schedule, and it kind of told me that there's a real chance that the flex schedule will be adopted by other conferences moving forward.
Yeah.
But Utah State, I think, got the rawest football schedule deal of them all. They will play Utah. They have to go and and play Boise State potentially in a home and home because they got Boise in the flex game in week 13. It's going to be really interesting to see what Utah State does from a football standpoint, and certainly Boise State has to be feeling like maybe the schedule was built a little bit for Boise and some others to contend.
Well, I mean, and I guess you can look at it two ways. I was pretty surprised they put Boise on the road for the flex game.
Yeah.
But I guess the trade-off is that meant they got the extra home game in the 7 games that matter.
I also think, look, the conference championship game being a home-hosted game mattered. And I do think when I looked at the flex schedule, there were a couple of things where I thought, oh, were they trying to avoid having Boise State host multiple games to finish the year? Would that be used against them potentially if they're neck and neck with somebody in the CFP rankings? But I think what's going to happen, though, is I think other conferences are going to look at what the Pac-12 does. I think they're going to recognize that, hey, there's a little bit of an advantage here that we don't have. And I think the country is going to be looking at the Pac-12 in week 10, week 11, week 12 going, what are they going to do? Who are they going to match up? And by the way, maybe it's not a matchup of your best team that you're trying to manipulate here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's somebody who just needs to be bowl eligible. And you're saying, hey, we need one more bowl eligible team. How do we get them a W in that last week?
All right, John Canzano, our guest for a couple more minutes. We're talking about the Pac-12, and he's all over it. He's the guy with all the news. And subscribe to his website. And what's the website address again?
JohnCanzano.com.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
I ask you this every time. I'm sure every time you do an interview, you get asked, and you probably even know before I ask the question, but who's next? And I know you said in one of your recent mailbags, UNLV. Is that just you're speculating? Is that what you've heard, that they're still the top target? And how important is it by 2027? I saw some people saying, I hate that the flex scheduling is getting good reviews because maybe they'll just not add anybody else and keep doing this. How likely is it that there is a new team? We just saw Sac State go all the way to the MAC. Northern Illinois is in the Mountain West. The whole thing is screwed up. Yeah. But are you pretty confident there will be another team at some point? And when might we get some information on that?
Look, I can go on as what the presidents tell me. And I think the presidents are calling that shot in the Pac-12. And the presidents in the Pac-12 are all saying they expect to have at least one more football playing member. Now, is it a football-only edition that makes sense somehow? Is it an all-sports edition? To be determined. The Utah State president told me, he said, we will not settle. And so that tells me they're not going to do what the Mountain West did. They're not going to take an FCS team. They're not going to take Sacramento State. Obviously, they're off the table now. But I think it's UNLV that they really want. They still want them. And I think that timing of the Mountain West grabbing North Dakota State right after the media rights deal gets announced and the numbers come out, I'm looking at July of this year, because the deadlines. We all know those deadlines. Keep an eye on May, June in particular as the Pac-12 kind of,
But how binding is the agreements that UNLV signed and the payments they're supposed to get? And I know we're going through that right now already with these other schools, but how likely is it that they could get out of it and there'd be enough money to let them out of it?
Look, I think that it comes down to mainly that media rights money, because the idea that you're going to live off the potential of a lawsuit that you might not win and might not be there, or worse yet, could take several years to get the money I think that's a bad bet if you're UNLV. I think the bigger play for UNLV and the Pac-12 is the Pac-12 to just establish that, hey, this is a better conference. You want to be part of it. Do you want to be with San Jose State? Do you want to be with Wyoming? Or do you want to be with the top of the Mountain West that left to go be part of the Pac-12? I think there's a big question looming for UNLV. I don't think they're off the table. I know that,
I like to hear that.
Nothing is binding.
Yeah.
BJ, we know that, it's death, taxes, and expansion, man. It's a rock fight out there. And I think the Pac-12 will make another overture with UNLV in the next few months.
Now, I've had some people tell me the MGM Garden Arena is where the tournament's going to be. You reported that they are negotiating with MGM, who controls a couple of arenas.
Yeah.
I went to the MGM Garden Arena for the Crown tournament when Boise State was there. I thought it was a nice-sized arena. I thought it'd be a nice, landing spot for the Pac-12. What other – you have to get that finalized. Media days, it sounds like for football will be in Vegas, but you got to pick a place for that. The streaming situation, right? Or is there one more part of the rights fee that still has to come? What's kind of the next domino to fall here?
Well, I think first and foremost, the championships. They got the football thing settled. They got the schedule settled. I think I'm told they're in discussions with MGM. It'll either be the MGM Garden Arena, which is a great venue. I think for this size conference, it's a great venue. It's a great way to get back on the Strip. You're not off the Strip. You're inside the MGM properties. And I would keep an eye on Michelob Ultra Arena as the backup. They're in Mandalay Bay. The women's tournament recently was held there.
It's smaller, right?
It's a smaller venue, but I could see the men's tournament in one venue, the women's tournament in the other. T-Mobile is booked with the Big Ten for the next 2 years, but I think they ultimately have their eye on T-Mobile long term. I think from a basketball standpoint, they know they are a really good conference and they want to be in a really good building. So I think that's going to come, and I would expect that the media day, BJ, this concerns you and I more than anybody. I think it's going to be you in Vegas playing some craps, playing some blackjack. Are you splitting those eights? I don't know. But I think when you look at media day, I think it's going to be more of a conference launch / media day. Like where they do it together. So I would look at it more like, right around July 1st, maybe a little before, maybe a little after. Conference launched. Here we go. We're going to have a coming out party in Vegas. And then beyond that.
Oh, so early? You think it could be earlier than the traditional media days?
I think it could be.
Okay.
I think it could be. Or they could just say, hey, we launched on July 1, but here we are on July 10 celebrating it.
All right.
But I think they're going to try to do a twofer there. But the other thing is this final piece to the media rights deal. It's become clearer and clearer to me. It's a streaming element. It potentially is the Pac-12 enterprises producing it all. I think they're going to paywall it. I think they're going to try to put some of their, women's basketball, their Olympic sports, go to the leftover stuff that they have, and I think they're going to try to package it like in a, subscribe to the app and pay
similar to what the Mountain West did.
Yeah, very similar. But the difference is the Mountain West is putting 14 football games on that streaming platform. And I don't want to knock the Mountain West, but that's to be determined for me on whether or not that's a good deal for their schools or not, because every week a fan base in the Mountain West is going to say, oh, I have to go get the app. And you know what that means? You're calling your grandpa to help talk them through how to use the app. You're calling your parents. You're having to subscribe. But I was told by the Mountain West Conference that the reason they're putting the football games behind that paywall is they wanted value content there. But I think the dirty little secret is maybe there wasn't an appetite for those 14 games, and it was just kind of their leftover inventory.
Well, we appreciate it. You're on top of it. I know you're all over it. Let me know when you hear that date for that summit, because I got kids' baseball tournaments and stuff. I need to know when to get out there to Vegas. Everyone says, you just want to be at Circa more often. Yes, I do. I enjoy Vegas. Yes, I don't split 10s with a dealer 6, Jared. That's not that's not true. But appreciate you, John. Great stuff, man. You're on top of this. He's the best in the business, John Canzano. Again, JohnCanzano.com. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. By the way, they're showing the score. Where'd the score? Oh, they were showing the score of the Hawaii Pacific game on their phone here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they. They got the score of the game right here on their phone. They're really leaning into this. I mean, it would not shock me if they. It would not shock me if they have the fight song for Hawaii Pacific playing for the band tonight or something. I don't know, but having fun, and appreciate John Canzano for his insight there as we get to. I want to hear for a little bit from Jared Calhoun, the Utah State coach, here in a minute. Get your score predictions in. Again, what are you drinking? Where are you watching from? Hopefully a Sun Cruiser. We're in the Sun Cruiser studios. Make sure you get a Sun Cruiser, whether it's the iced tea vodkas, the lemonade vodkas, all different flavors of Sun Cruiser. Pick one up today. But let us know where you're watching from. We'll have some more shout-outs here as we get a little bit closer to tip-off. Still 28 minutes on the clock. Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, the official roof of Bronco Nation News is Signature Roofing. Quick check of the Signature Roofing scoreboard update. There are 2 games in the Mountain West tonight. Boise State at Utah State, and Colorado State is at UNLV at 9 o'clock. Don't forget, when the games go final, Tom Moser, another night in the Mountain West. After our post-game show, he'll have another extended post-game show with both game recaps coming up after we're done. But make sure you join us on the Jackson's post-game show. Jackson's post-game show will be coming up right when the game ends. Remember, on the road, we fire up that post-game show right away. So come back for live interviews with Leon Rice and players right after the game here on the Jackson's post-game show on Bronco Nation News. Matt Bauscher, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley, is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Check them out online at BauscherRealEstate.com. Bauscher Real Estate, BauscherRealEstate.com. We bought and sold our home using Matt and his team, and tremendous customer service, and every step of the way, Matt and his team did a tremendous job. We appreciate him. We'll pick our Boucher Real Estate Player of the Game coming up on the postgame show. Element Fencing, decks, pergolas, you name it, they got you covered. 25-plus years in the fencing business. Element Fencing, online, elementfencing.com. We'll have our defense player of the game coming out on the postgame show. Again, Element Fencing, elementfencing.com. The Broncos taking the floor. We'll show you a live look here in a minute. The boos raining down on the Broncos as they take the floor here at I almost said Extra Mile Arena at the Spectrum. The Broncos hope it'll be Extra Mile Arena East here tonight if they can get the win. But Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Check them out online. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho and surrounding states. Check them out at shopridleys.com. Rowpaint.com. Rowpaint.com. 20% off your winter painting projects from our friends at rowpaint.com. TCS, Transportation Compliance Service. Transcomservice.com. You can get into the trucking industry at transcomservice.com. Again, Transportation Compliance Service. They're ready to help you get into the trucking industry every step of the way online at transcomservice.com. All right, my name is BJ Rains. Again, they are really playing into the, well, first of all, if you missed it earlier, the snow. Beautiful evening here in Logan after the snow subsided, but they got several inches. It was the first, good-sized snow that they got here in Logan this year. And the roads weren't great, but they weren't terrible. We made it here and excited to cover this one. And I wanted to show, although it's not working, it looks like, but I wanted to show the, there they go. The fans are excited for this one. I was going to show one of the shirts that they had. I got to see what the sign says here. All right, save a Bronco, ride an Aggie. All right, they got all kinds of different options here, it looks like. So we appreciate the students that are having some fun here in the background. Again, if you have some score predictions, we'll get to those. Winnable game if we actually commit to 40 minutes of defense. We'll see how much the Broncos want this game by how physical they play. Let's see what else we got here. Bob's watching in Meridian. He's got 83-76. 83-76 is Bob's. Cannot live stream the game. Sorry, it is on the Mountain West. Fox Sports 1. Those children are hilarious. Don't get why it's a big game. First game of the season. Wish I said no. Let's see what else we got here. FS1. Yes, the game is on FS1 at 8:30, probably 8:45, I guess, if they pushed it back. 8:45 tip-off. 8:45 tip-off. 97-93 is the prediction there, and does have Boise State winning. Why not? 84-76, the prediction there. Let's see what else we got. BSU is going to get the win. 72-89. Utah State 89. Boise State 72. That's probably a pretty good score prediction, to be honest there. Lean in, please. Our guys need the juice. Jared's got 75-71. Let's see what else we got here. There's Trent Rush, by the way, the play-by-play guy for FS1, standing there. Sorry that the view of Boise State warming up is not perfect. I apologize for that. It's just the camera angle we were dealt, and there's people standing in front of us, and it is what it is. Bronco 130. He's sometimes the a negative guy. He's got 87, 84 Broncos. Wow. Tyree says 81-72. He's got Utah State, unfortunately. Broncos get it done 74-69. There is the projection there. All right, I wanted to play a little bit of Jared Calhoun, but I'm having a little bit of internet issues here, so I'm going to play a quick commercial from Ben Ford and Lithia Ford, 30-second commercial, and try to reconnect here. Back in 30.
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
All right, we are back. You see the students having fun. They're excited. And, again, they have all kinds of Hawaii Pacific stuff, by the way. They're really, really leaning into that. We're going to try to play the Jared Calhoun video here. A little bit of coach speak here from Jared Calhoun, but as the Broncos warm up, the head coach at Utah State was asked yesterday about the matchup with the Broncos.
I guess his thoughts on playing Boise State rematch. What do you feel like has changed the most about Boise State since the last time you faced them?
Honestly, everything, Jason. I think they're playing at an extremely high level offensively. I think Dylan Andrews is playing great. They're shooting the three extremely well. They've won 7 of 9. Really should have been 8 of 9. They're playing as good as anybody in the conference. So I think they're totally different than the first time we played them.
It seems like they really flipped because, like, when you faced them last time, they were great defensively. Offense maybe a little shaky. Now it's like great offense, defense now maybe a little bit shaky as opposed to last time.
Yeah, I mean, they're they're getting 10 made threes a game. Anytime you can do that. They're second in the league in scoring. So it's going to start now with our defensive effort. But, over the years, Boise State is a team that just gets better and better. They've been through a lot this year, this team in particular. I think they're playing as good as anybody that we'll face all year.
Size, too. I don't always bring that up, but it's just like they have size at every position.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Rice has a system. There's a reason he's won as many games as he has. There's a reason they're always at the top of this conference. Fielder, Buchanan, the list goes on and on. Carmichael, Meadows, they got good players. This is a good team. They've lost to 2 overtime games, or maybe 3. Sometimes that happens, right? I think they'll be the most dangerous team here down the stretch.
What do you take away from that UNLV game? That was a little bit similar to what you guys went through with the Rebels.
Yeah, I mean, we both lost to them, that's for sure. UNLV is a team, I think Longhorn is playing as good as anybody in the conference. The kid can really score. He got hot. He made every shot. It was just one of those games. But, I just look at Boise as a whole over their last 9, the way they're playing. They share the ball. They run great stuff. Coach Duryea runs their offense, does a phenomenal job. I like a lot of the stuff they do. So I have great respect for these guys.
You had occasion to talk to Coach Duryea at all? He's a former coach of the Aggies. You ever had a chance to speak with him?
I try to talk to everybody that's ever, kind of sat in this seat. He was at Coach Morrill's Hall of Fame induction in Utah. Got a chance to see him there. I see him on the road a lot. Like I said, I think he does a phenomenal job for Leon Rice running their offense. Does a great job of spreading it out, whether it's pick and rolls, off-ball screens, isolations, Spain actions, shuffles. Very, very creative in his offense.
You guys. All right, there he is, Jared Calhoun, the head coach at Utah State. I'm trying to post a video with the oh, come on. All right, sorry about that. I'm trying to post a video to Twitter. It's not working. I don't know why. The internet's is a little struggling here a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay, see us okay. And we're on Wi-Fi, which always you keep your fingers crossed as the crowd gets bigger if how it's going to go. But so far I think we're okay here. Pure posturing from Calhoun. If only he said Utah State was going to cruise to a win. Calhoun always gassing up his opponents. A lot of a lot of clowning going on there. Let's see. He was very positive about Boise State. No doubt about that. He was. Let's see. Those seats look like they got them from a bunch of movie theaters closing. No, that's not the case. They want it to match the Cache Valley here, and that's why they have the seats here. But it's the one thing about this place. The seats are a little tough, but you're not going to see many of them tonight. It's a whiteout. Dylan's got a bad feeling about tonight. Let's see what else we got here. If only there was an award for the ugliest seats in the Mountain West, Utah State would win in a landslide. They're not big fans of the seats here, apparently. Historically very bad, so it's a calculated prediction. 79-67. The Spectrum will be quiet tonight. BSU figures out their defense 96-68. Chase, if that score prediction holds, I'll give you a free lifetime subscription to BNN. How about that? I don't see that happening. Broncos by 1 billion. I think I played Jen's already, 74-69. Pretty on trees, ugly on seats for the seats there. It's Logan. Isn't every game a whiteout? Something tells me we win by 15. We're literally like UNLV. I assume you're a Boise State fan. Not sure. Rooting for you, Chase. There you go. That's a good deal. Yeah, if Boise State wins by 30 tonight or they score 96 points, we'll hook Chase up with a lifetime subscription to BNN. It's either over at halftime or it's close. Nothing in between is what aren't these the top 2 offenses in the country? I could see some points, but 96 points, I mean, that's a lot of points here. So you see Boise State warming up again, 17 minutes on the clock. Looking forward to this one, Boise State and Utah State. We got a couple minutes left here at the Spectrum before we have to get off due to the Mountain West rules. The officials have taken the floor here. Again, Chad Barlow, one of the officials. Lost my officials paper here. It's here somewhere. Oh, well. Also included on that is Michael Irving and Kevin Brill. Kevin Brill, thank you. Michael Irving, Kevin Brill, and Chad Barlow. 3 top 100 officials. None in the top 50, but 3 in the top 100. So at least you get 3 top 100 officials here for this one as you see Boise State warming up. Again, apologize for the guys standing there in front of the camera. I don't really have the pull to go ask them to move. I did ask the security guy over here to move, and he did, but the 2 guys calling the game for FS1, and they're like stat guy. I can't just walk up and ask them to move, so I apologize. No Scott Brown. We'll take it. Yeah, he's not doing this one. I hear Mike Burns yelling from 2,000 miles away. The game before still has 12 minutes left, so that means you need to make sure you have FS2 on your camera there. Okay, so some of the photos I can see in the student section. I'll go ahead and turn the camera this way so you guys can see the student section there. It's not level. I apologize for that. I'm not really sure why. But looks like there's one with the student section at the game in Boise. I have not seen a photo yet of the guys wearing the Utah gear. There's the Leon Rice crying baseball card. I see that over there on the right underneath the basket. You can see the. Hold on a second. I think the cheerleaders are sitting here. Are they going to? The cheerleading coach. I think you have a spot. They told me the cheerleading coach is here. I don't know. I think you have a spot somewhere though. Maybe over there. I don't know. Sorry, just letting you know. I think that's. So I'm seeing some different signs in the student section. Again, there's one showing the Utah State students in the Boise State student section at the end of the game. There's the Leon Rice baseball card picture. A couple other ones as well. So may go get some pictures of that. But, sir, this is a live broadcast. Yes, it is. But we were trying to figure out where his seat is. I believe they told me the cheerleading coach is sitting next to me, so we had to leave this seat open because I'm right on the aisle here for this game. But might win as long as we don't get up on them by 20. Ha ha. I see what you're getting to there. Big lead for Boise State, never safe. Wouldn't you rather be up 20, though? Wouldn't you rather be up 20 at half than tied at half or something like that? I mean, of course you would. So I see some Boise State fans behind the bench, but not a ton tonight. It is going to be starting on FS2, I was just told. So FS2 will be the start tonight if this game's not over yet. Make sure you check out FS2. But look at the herd. Packed student section here. It goes all the way around that corner and all the way to where I'm sitting. The whole 25+%. I'd say 35% of the arena is students. It is packed. And this place is ready to explode here. You see some of the students wearing the surgical gloves. So this is going to be a lot of fun here. They're getting ready for the national anthem. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, guys, and get ready for this game. Appreciate you for watching. Again, FS2 will be the start time. And then afterwards, we'll be back with the Jackson's postgame show right when the game ends. Come on back right when the game ends. The Jackson postgame show. We'll have you covered. Boise State, Utah State, postgame coverage right when the game ends. Come on back. Go read our pregame coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. Go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you like this video, share this video, all that good stuff. And enjoy the game, guys. Appreciate you. We're about 12 minutes from tip-off. Going to be a fun one. Boise State and Utah State. Here from Logan. Again, go subscribe. BroncoNationNews.com. Go get a Sun Cruiser. Go support Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor, and enjoy the game. Make sure you follow us on social media. I'm going to go post some videos and things to my Twitter account and get ready for tip-off. Appreciate you guys. Bronco Nation News online, BroncoNationNews.com.
Over here,